Precious one of the ways of ensuring that children are brought up in a godly way, one of the ways of raising godly children is about how you name them, how you name your children. Name is very, very important because names give identity. God called things and so they were. Adam named the animals. God didn't question because of this fear of man's authority. Whatever name Adam gave the animals, so were they. We haven't heard the name of zebra change. We haven't heard that an eagle's name has been changed. Names give identity. So it's very important as an up-and-coming parent, as up-and-coming young man and woman who intends to marry and bring up children in the future. Even elderly people who have given birth and their children are grown-ups and they're taking care of grandchildren or helping to raise grandchildren should be careful about some of these things because it matters a lot to God. The Bible says in Psalm 127 that children are God's heritage. They are God's heritage, and the fruit of the womb is God's reward. Children occupy a very special place in the heart of God. They are very important to God. No wonder when they were bringing children for Jesus to bless them and the disciples were trying to hinder them and were saying, push them away, go back. This is adult business. Jesus said, no, suffer the children to come to me and do not forbid them, for of such is the kingdom of heaven. There are many, many, many children in heaven. There were children who got to heaven because they were stillborn. They were dead then when they were born. They died in the womb or they died coming out. There were children who were aborted. There were children who were miscarried. Their mothers couldn't hold them to the terminal point. They were miscarried. There were children who were removed by D&C or by D&C. They were removed from the womb because of a medical condition or because it was unsafe for the mother to carry. They were removed. All these children are in heaven. There were children also who were killed. They call it mercy killing, euthanasia. They were killed because they thought that their conditions would make them suffer and they will not survive. They will suffer, their family will suffer, and they killed them. All these children are not lost. You may imagine where these children are. No child is lost. No child is lost. The Bible says in the book of Ezekiel chapter 18 says, God says, all souls are mine. As the soul of the Father is mine, so also is the soul of the Son. Every soul, right from conception to delivery to old age to death, living and dead souls, all belong to God. God says all souls are His, including the souls of babies. So children occupy a very special place in the heart of God. Can you imagine what happened the day Jesus used a child's bread and fish, his snack, to feed 5,000 men besides women and children? Probably, if you put all the numbers together, it will be in the region of 12,000 thereabout. And so it took a child for them to survive. Jesus said, make them sit, and He took that and blessed it, broke it, and they gathered 12 fragments of basket of fragments. Can you imagine? Children, they occupy a very special place in the heart of God. And so all these children that departed are in heaven. They are in paradise. They are waiting on the shores of eternity for the arrival of their parents, some of whom may not return. So children are not waste. They are not destroyed. Sometimes somebody will take a medicine. A lady will take a medicine because she's been pregnant and didn't like the condition and says, I'm going to flush it out. Some doctors also help flush out or remove fetuses from the womb. This is abortion. Abortion is murder. It is against God's law. And so all these children that left, they are not waste. They are not destroyed. They are not lost. They are in God's company. They are in heaven. They are in heaven. So children are very special. But you see, from the time a child is born to the time he grows up, becomes an adult, and begins to fulfill destiny, all those periods are very important. They are significant stages the child goes through. And one thing that can affect the child as he grows up is the name. How do we name children. In Akan, for instance, there are interesting names. One, for instance, Kwasamba. That means he's gone and come back. So somebody gives birth, the child dies, didn't survive, and then after some time, maybe a year or so, becomes pregnant again, gives birth, and the child really resembles the one that left. And they say, oh, he's the same person, Kwasamba. Some, they say, they call Owumpel, like death doesn't like it, because perhaps there were tragedies of death and that one survived. You go to the Ever community, I learned about a name, the name of one person I respected so much. The name is Kuto, and we try to find out the meaning because some of us are very interested in names and their significance. And so Kuto means this one too is for death. Apparently, all the brothers or the siblings preceding that gentleman died. The mother's children all died. Each time they were born, they died. He got to this one, and they said, oh, this one too is for death. Meaning that death to by all means take it. And in a way, they used that one to shame the spirit of death, and death became ashamed and shy. That is their belief. And therefore, death could not come for him, and he survived. So they said, Koto. So names are significant. They are very important. And so far as God is concerned, names are very, very important. No wonder he encountered Jacob, who had been called supplanter. When he left his family, allowed them to go, he was left alone in Genesis 32. An angel, the angel of the Lord, descended and rested with Jacob. And then when it was the breaking of day, he asked, what is your name? He said, my name is Jacob. He said, your name shall no longer be called Jacob, because the way it is ringing in the corridors of heaven, it can influence you. Your name shall no longer be called Jacob, but you shall be called Israel from hence. Israel means a prince. You are a prince of God. You have prevailed with men and God. You have wrestled with God, and you have prevailed. And Jacob also named that place Peniel, because I've seen the face of God face to face, and my life is preserved. So names are very important. So we need to be careful how we name children. Sometimes, because of traditions and customs, family patterns, they will tell you, name this child after this person and that person. As an upcoming young man and woman